Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Sorry. So today's live stream, I'm going to be covering some low cap gems as usual and determining whether or not these projects are still worth your time and investment. I hope everybody has been having a wonderful month of August. So this is the last Saturday of August 2023, and we are going to be looking at some projects. At the beginning of every month, I like to do some of the best projects to hold for the month of August. Now, some of these projects are down, even though I've been speaking about them for a very long time. But considering the fact of buying it in August, let's determine whether or not these projects are still good and what's your investment. So, I'm going to address some comments real quick. Barry on, so yeah, you're the number one in today's live stream. I really appreciate you for tuning in. And to the rest of my audience, don't forget to like, share, and put your comments down below. Once I'm done with the reviews, then and I have some extra time, I'll be happy to address some comments. So yeah, I would really appreciate it if you are new here. I'm SSM, and I love to research and put good crypto content on your radar. So do not forget to subscribe as well. So I'm going to start off with the conditions for holding a bag. The point of today's live stream, the point of most of my recap live stream is to determine whether or not these projects that you have invested in is still worth your time and your investment. So the idea still has to remain the same. The team still has to engage. If the idea remains the same and the team is engaging, then there should be regular updates. Are they improving the project? You don't want to invest in a project that just stagnates. You need new updates, you need new announcements, because the crypto space is very fast moving. So they can't just be satisfied with doing one thing and then calling it quits. You have to make sure that the projects are constantly updating. And in today's live stream, most of the projects are actually still good holds, to be honest. I'm going to be looking at Hive. I'm going to be looking at Singularity DAO. We're going to be looking at TrustFi, Shield, and Mask. So all of these projects, they are still good. They still have good ideas. They still have good engagements. The most important thing is whether or not they are actively engaging and putting out good updates. Yeah, I'm going to also be looking at RVF in today's live stream. So be sure to stick around for this whole live stream. So let's get right into it. First, we have the Hive project. So in the past 30 days, in fact, not just Hive, the entire crypto space it has been a bit bearish in the month of August. Bitcoin has taken quite a beating, and a lot of altcoins have followed suit. So Hive is down 30%. Now, if you look at the price action of Hive for the past 30 days, for the past 180 days, this can give you an idea if the project is good enough. Could it be that now is a good time for entry? Well, personally speaking, I'm still bullish on Hive. I know it's not. I know it's not a niche that is popular, or it's not a niche that is trending, and that's something else that I'm going to cover today. Right? It could be that a project is good, but the project doesn't have as much traction, or the project doesn't have much favor with the crypto space. So you have to look at it as a form of investments, like you are getting in early, because you need to be able to have some kind of foresight. So when you're investing in any projects, maybe you've looked at this list and you've determined that a project is worth holding, is actually a good project. Then another thing that I'm going to update this slide here, I think something else that is extremely important is to find out whether or not a project is within a trending narrative, especially if you are a short-term investor or you're trying to quickly get back your initial investment. So checking whether a project is within a trending narrative is actually quite important if you are entering it for the first time. So with Hive, what I'm saying with Hive is that Hive is a good project, but it's going to face a tough time because of just the way AI is taking over the space. A lot of AI investments, a lot of freelance platforms right now are facing major challenges when it comes to AI, because AI is quickly replacing copywriters, AI is quickly replacing graphic designers with AI generation, image generation tools. But I still think that there's a space for freelancing, because I'm a freelancer myself, and there's this touch of human ingenuity that you can't just replace with artificial intelligence. So when it comes to the idea of freelancing, I still believe that the online marketplace is still has a lot of potential, and Hive definitely is one of the best projects out there that addresses online issues. It's a very good Web2 alternative. So one of the Hive is still a project I'm bullish on. I'm not bearish on Hive, even though the price action has not been good for the past 30 days. It's down like 30% in the past 30 days. I still think there's a space for freelancing, and Hive is an excellent example of that. So one other thing that is extremely important if you're trying to determine whether a project is a good hold for you is whether they have updates. And I like the fact that Hive not only has established a good platform, but they also have good updates. Like, they're not just satisfied with saying, oh, you can, you know, engage with clients on the blockchain, or you can find freelancers on the blockchain. They are innovating, they are adding new aspects to the idea of this project. So you can see here, like, this is a very good announcement, and creating like an NFT marketplace or a digital marketplace where artists can be discovered and stuff like that. So it's not a stagnating project. It's a project that is actually doing more than just is actually updating, moving with the times. So that's also something that is important when you're investing in a project. Every digital creation, big or small, deserves these moments, from templates to captivating tunes, post, showcase, and profit on Hive's curated digital item page. So I think that's actually an interesting aspect to this project. I like the fact that Hive is adding new aspects to their platform, and they are not just satisfied with doing one single thing. Speaking of AI, the next project is Singularity DAO. Now, I really like Singularity DAO, and there are several aspects to it, but I think the most bullish aspects about Singularity DAO is not the launchpad. I'm a big fan of launchpads, especially if you've been following my video. You would know that I believe Singular launchpads provides a great opportunity for investment, because the tokens would offer value that would the tokens would offer token sorry the tokens would offer you an opportunity to get into projects that would increase in value. And that by itself is a great thing about launchpads. So I think Singularity DAO is a great example. There are good projects that they help you get into Hypercycle, Sophiaverse, and the likes. But for me, that's not the main selling points for Singularity DAO. For me, the main selling points for Singularity DAO are the Dynasets, redefining crypto assets management. I think that's a big deal. And the fact that they are putting updates on that, yeah, I think that's what should give Singularity DAO more value, in my opinion, than just um, a, having a launch pad. So why do I think Singularity DAO is still a good hold? Well, I think Singularity DAO is still a good hold because the team is engaging, they are having updates and they're having good announcements. And AI, we're still just getting started with AI. If you check my video, the one I released yesterday, you would see that the Central African Republic, they are on a race to tokenize real world assets. They are on a race to they're on a race to use artificial. They're on a race to tokenize their national resources, right? So I think these things are very important. And the United States spent over $3 billion on AI. Germany is on a race to also improve their artificial intelligence usage. So AI is still an emerging narrative that a lot of people are using, that a lot of people are looking into. So this is something that I'm still super bullish on. I think this narrative is still early and is going to do very well. So using AI to increase efficiency is going to keep going far in the crypto space. And I think Dynasets is a very interesting aspect to this. Singularity DAO utilizing token votes, token trading using artificial intelligence to help traders and investors notice patterns and stuff like that. So yeah, I still think this project is good, even though I haven't covered it in a while. I still think Singularity DAO is presenting a good opportunity to help investors, navigate the crypto space with more efficiency and ease. Just choose a strategy, deposit, farm and stake, and then you let AI do its things. They've also got good partnerships. Being backed by Singularity Net is also a big deal. And yeah, Singularity DAO is definitely one that still is a good hold in my opinion. The updates are good and the announcements are also good. So LFG now, let me quickly show you something. If you're talking about LFJ, yesterday, I'm sorry, not yesterday, the last live stream, I spoke about LFG, I spoke about Lancera, I spoke about Hustle, as well as Tether. So check out my last live stream if you want to know whether those projects, that's in regards to these comments right here. I've spoken about these projects and I've given my in-depth thoughts and views about them. So yeah, the next project on my list today is TrustFi. So TrustFi is a project that I've been covering for a while now, and like I mentioned earlier in today's live stream, I'm bullish on launchpads. I think launchpads give you an excellent opportunity to get in early on other great projects. And this is a project that, I've been talking about since around 800K in market cap. So I'm still holding it. And I believe they are easy projects that would perform well in the bull run. One secret about crypto, from my experience in the past bull run and even the ones before that, there's going to be intense FOMO, a lot of FOMO to get into projects. So trust me, it's going to be really difficult to get into good projects early. People are going to be wanting to pay $1,000 to be whitelisted. People are going to want to pay even up to $5,000 to get whitelisted. And in the bear markets, these are projects that are offering the opportunities. They are literally begging you, like, oh, we give people access to projects early. Why not buy our tokens? You'd be gaining more access to great projects. But people are like, no, we're interested in all these hype things. They're chasing hype right now. I think getting launchpad tokens is a smart move. You might not necessarily like TrustFi, even though I believe TrustFi is a really good one. You might not necessarily like TrustFi as your favorite launchpad tokens, but look into other launchpad tokens. Look into the ecosystem that you like. The reason why I like TrustFi is not just tied to one ecosystem. You would see here they have a strong focus on interoperability. There's Binance, Polkadot, Polygon, Ethereum, Avalanche. So many blockchains that they are focusing on. They've also got this insurance aspect to it, and one idea, I'm not the most bullish person on crypto insurance, but if they can utilize it the way TrustFi is using it, if they can utilize it to give investors a bigger safety net when they are getting into projects, yeah, that's a good way to utilize insurance. So they also have that TrustFi Shield to help people as a form of to help give them a form of protection in case the project doesn't perform well, or in case the project ends up being a rug pull, right? Because that's one of the biggest fears with getting into a new project. So TrustFi is a very good example, in my opinion, of a crypto project a crypto project that does launchpad very well, and is one of the best performers. Like, it's not the best performance per se, but compared to many other projects in the past 30 days, yeah, it's up 11%. I've been talking about it since it was on 1 cent, so close, about 15 cents, so about 50% up, about 30% up since when I first covered this project. So check out other launchpads like Seedify. I don't think Singularity DAO is a good launchpad, but I like Singularity DAO for its data sets and utilizing AI. So yeah, I think launchpads are very good for a very good form of investments. I think the tokens will increase in value, and I also like the fact that they give you access to tokens that would perform well. So yeah, they also have good updates. So I believe this project is still a good hold. I believe it's still a good project. The next one is one that is one of the best performers, in my recent picks, is up 89%. And I've been talking about this project since it was on literally 15 cents, 17 cents. So Charter Shield is still a very good project because there are many other projects I'm researching, and good projects, good ideas. And when I look at their engagement, and I'm like, oh, they're always like, oh, check out this our tweet, and they're engaging with the community, right? They're telling people, go like our tweets, go retweet, let's spread the word. We're a new project, we are great. But the community, they're either unaware of it, or that message, that important message of going to go and like and share and retweet, gets lost in 50 other messages. Charter Shield addresses that, and I think this project is going to do very well, much higher than it is right now. It's up about 5x, 6x from when I first spoke about it, but it still has a lot more room for growth because it just ties in well with how crypto works, the nature of crypto. Pay close attention. If you want to look for a winning project, it's easy. It's much easier than people think. Check, do they have a working product? If they have a working product, fine. Do they have a project that can generate revenue, like something that people would pay for to use? Charter Shield is now being used by 760 projects in the crypto space, and they're going to keep growing. So this was a very easy pick, and I think this project is going to keep doing very well because they don't, not just that they have a working product, just that they're able to generate revenue. I've spoken with the devs as well. The devs are, they're constantly updating. The websites right now that we are seeing is an update, so it's not stagnated. Another thing about it is it was also within a trending narrative, that's Telegram bot. So what all of the idea and everything I've listed is still good. The most important aspect now is, are they making updates? Are they still moving forward? And that's another resounding yes. This project is still making partnerships, they're still making integrations, and that's good to see. So I've not spoken about Charter Shield in my video for weeks now, but I'm still bullish on it. I'm holding it. I've taken my initial out, I've taken some profit out. I still believe, for those who don't have any exposure to it, for the past 1 week or so, it was on 700k. Right now, it's on 900k market cap, around 800 to 900k market cap. Getting some exposure to it wouldn't really hurt, because one of the biggest performers this year in crypto, it's did 1,000x, was Debug, TEH, right? That project, the main idea of the Debug project was just a Twitter raid product. So it went all the way to $150 million in market cap, right? And I think that project, Charter Shield does what that project aims to do, just much more easier, much more intuitive for users. So yeah, still bullish on Charter Shield, even though I'm not talking about it as much as I used to. I don't feel the need to constantly um talking about projects. I like finding new things and new opportunities. But yeah, I still think this project is good. I still think it's going to go far in the next bull run. So another project that I talk about a lot, but I've not spoken about in quite a while, is the Mask browser. I like this project because of those criteria that I listed at the beginning of this live stream. They have a good idea. They're still on that. They're still on track. They also have good updates, really good updates. So, like some other projects that I feel like should the main challenge with Mask right now is perfectionism, right? These projects do have a lot of updates. They keep putting out what they are doing and how far they've gone, and I'm bullish on it. I like the results I'm seeing, but they are trying. I think it's important to release a product. You can only go so far with telling people we are working on it and these are the results. I'm seeing the results. I'm going to share some of those results with you. The platform is good looking. The beta testing is good. There's a strong utility for the token. However, even if it's not perfect, you can't release a perfect product. I think the team, and I hope if the team is watching, try to release something for the public to actually use without having to be a beta tester. Being a beta tester is good. You have to buy the tokens. It still gives the token utility, but release a product that people can actually start using, even though it's not perfect. I have no doubts that Mask will do well. I'm still bullish on it. I've been talking about this project. The first time I discovered it was around 15 cents, so it's not too far off from when I first found this project. I think Mask is going to do well because it's solving a real need. It's got good token utility. It's got good updates. It's got an excellent idea. Um, Creating a borderless peer-to-peer network using mesh VPN, is great. It's just they don't have a product out there right now, and I understand that it's difficult for them, especially because this project is completely community driven. There are no seed rounds, no private sales. So it's highly decentralized. A great project. It's just that it's a bit slow because perfectionism is their poison right now. So I'm still bullish on Mask. I think Mask will do well. All of the projects I've covered today, Hive, Singularity DAO, Chatter Shield, and Mask, I'm still bullish on them. So yeah, that's my crypto review for the projects I've covered in the month of August, or maybe before the month of August. And I'm still bullish on all of them. I still think these projects are good and are worth holding. But to end today's live stream, I'm going to be sharing some other low caps that I think have potential to do very well. One of the projects I spoke about at the beginning of this month is Octaspace. Now, okay, I'm sorry, let me quickly address some comments. I've been rambling for quite a while now. Okay, Michael, I really appreciate you for coming. Thank you so much, my friend. Nice to have you back. Hope all is good. Yeah, I was ill this week, so I wasn't as active, but I'm feeling much better now. Chapley AI. I remember this project a few months ago, and the idea is okay, but I think if I remember correctly, what they aim to do is create a platform where influencers and project investors can interact with each other and earn from it. I think the idea is neat, but one thing about Chirply, let me quickly bring up the let me quickly bring it up. One thing about Chirply is that it's not needed per se. Like, I don't see any reason why someone would go out of their way to use this platform. And I think that's very important when you're investing in a project. Don't invest in a project because it's on the blockchain just for the sake of being on the blockchain. Look for a project that is solving a real need. Projects like Hive is solving a real need because where you compare it, Web 2, Web 3. I always say that, like, my sister doesn't know anything about crypto. So sometimes I pitch crypto ideas to her, and I won't tell her it's crypto, right? I just tell her, what do you think about this? This is what this project is aiming to solve. If she likes it, that they're solving a real need, right? So I'll now the next thing to do is you have to compare it with what is currently happening in the Web 2 space. Like, if you have a free, if you are interested in investing in a freelance project like Hive, you meet a freelancer that is using a Web 2 product and tell them, oh, I have this other product. You don't tell them it's crypto. I have this other product, but where you're paying 20% fee on Upwork or Fiverr, they don't collect 20% fee. And they're like, oh wow, that's great. What's the name of the project? It's Hive. Then you tell them it's a crypto project. So that kind of project will give you a very good idea of whether or not they have a product that can garner adoption, right? You see the projects like Mask. Oh, you're buying VPN services, but you are using your card details or the server has problem. Well, with Mask, you don't need to put in your card details. It can't be banned by governments. It's always up and running. Oh yeah, that's a great project. It's not just in the Web3 space. It's better than what we have in Web2. So what's all that rambling I've been doing for the past 2 minutes is because the idea of Chipley is what it does is it helps influencers markets. It's like a marketing tool, and it gives people reward. I just feel like a lot of projects will not use it. I'm not saying they don't have a product. I'm saying that they don't have a product that projects will run to use, right? A lot of projects will easily pay a YouTuber. They will easily meet you and say, oh, talk about our projects, instead of using a platform like Chirply. So good idea, just not something I see being adopted. With Charter Shield, I see projects using Charter Shield. Like over 700 projects are literally using Charter Shield. So Charter Shield was an easy 10x for a lot of people that caught onto it on my videos. And the same with Mask, the same with TrustFi. They offer products that people will actively use. I don't see that really happening with Chirply. Not saying it's a bad project. I'm not saying they don't have a product. I'm not saying the devs are going to rug pull. I'm just saying you have to look at something that will gather adoption. So yeah, next comment. AQTIS news on this amazing gem. Okay, it's a bit I usually like to go in depth when I'm reviewing, so it's a bit difficult for me to just review projects off the bat. I'll let you know what I think about it, if it's worth investing or if it's worth your time. CDFI is going to be at least 20 to 50x. Yeah, I think CDFI is a very good launchpad. It's one of the best launchpads out there. And the reason why I like CDFI is because it's not they don't just list rubbish projects on their platform. They list top quality projects, right? So I think I've been covering CDFI. I always believe anything less than $1 is good for CDFI, but right now, the whole market has been taking a beating. Right now could be a very good opportunity to gain some exposure to CDFI. I think it went to a market cap of over $350 million in the last bull run. So I think this project can get to $5. That's close to a 10x from this point. Pretty decent gains. If it goes to a billion, no, that's quite hard. If it goes to 500 million, yeah, that's about what is that 33? That's close to a 20x, not up to a 20x. So 10 to 20x. I can see that happening with CDFI, in my opinion, especially for the next bull run. It gives you good quality projects. It gives you secure projects that will perform well, in my opinion. So 10 to a 20x is my prediction, my conservative prediction for CDFI. Launchpads will be good, but remember how easy it is to make a token and make a website. So new launchpads will pop up. Yeah, exactly. I agree with you. PYGOZ. I think launchpads will be good. So you have to look for the quality launchpads right now. I think CDFI is good. I think TFI is good. There are some other ones out there. I'll start looking more into them. But those two are my picks right now for launchpads. So yeah, I'm in complete agreement. Don't just jump into any launchpad that is popping out. Look for the ones that are building right now. It's always shiny new things that perform. Yeah, okay. Yeah, my idea with Launchpad is they help you get those shiny new things. Okay, Oka is popping. Uh, Lowcap. Yeah, okay. Are you referring to on-chain AI? Okay, so on-chain AI, yeah, I think on-chain AI is an interesting project. You have to understand that it's a new layer one, like PYOZ said, new and shiny things tend to have short-term momentum in crypto. So you do have to be careful. You need to know that there are a lot of earlier investors, much earlier than you, from pre-sales and private sales. But the idea of the project is excellent. And in Q4 2023, that's this year, in about a couple of months or so, if they release a product, it's going to actually be very bullish for the project. So yeah, I can see on-chain AI doing well. I can see it doing well short term, especially towards the end of the year. Yeah, so I'm going to move on now to the next part of the live stream, and that's covering some projects that I believe have. Oh, hold on. Did I just I I actually stopped sharing. Hold on. Let me put this back on. Yeah. So where was I? I think this Octa space is an interesting project. It's got a lot of utility. I've been covering it quite recently. It's one of the low cap gems that I picked at the beginning of the month. If you check out the first video I put in the month of August, I think a fresh layer one has the potential to do very well in crypto, especially if they're solving problems. So Okai is new, is emerging. There's going to be high risk with it. I'm not going to pretend like it's a perfect project. It's high risk, high reward. Because the thing about layer ones is that if the market just loses interest, it ends up, the project, especially in the beginning, they end up struggling, and but their market's like, give it up, old man. We're not interested in you. But I think Octaspace can garner a lot of interest. I think decentralized cloud computing is going to be huge, and they are not just doing one aspect to it. They are combining two aspects to decentralized cloud computing. Most decentralized cloud computing do just GPUs. They have the options to rent CPUs and GPUs. So it's very interesting, lending resources, and I think that's a big aspect of crypto that will perform very well. So pay attention to projects like Octaspace. Another low cap gem alternative to decentralized cloud computing is Nuco Cloud. I'm going to bring that up now, as well as Akash Network. Akash isn't really a low cap; it's more of a mid cap, but I'm bullish on the idea of decentralized cloud computing. So Octaspace is a layer one, a new blockchain that aims to um, make that easy. And they don't just do cloud computing; they also have decentralized storage. They've also got cloud VPNs, rental services. So it's more than just that. Also, they're addressing aspects to the trilemma like scalability, decentralization, and they've also got focus on being environmentally friendly. So yeah, I think this one is going to do very well. In my opinion, the major challenge with Octaspace right now is its accessibility. So you can find this project on um, Safe Trade. You know, I don't even remember the name of the platform. You can find it on Coinex. You can find it on Safe Trade. So not a good amount of accessibility, which is bad in terms of gaining momentum. You want people to be able to buy the projects. So this is a double-edged sword. It's either you get in early and hope the team keeps building for your project to get recognized on major exchanges like even Uniswap is still good enough. It's got more accessibility. Not Coinex. Never heard of Coinex before. But if you put in the work now, you can get rewarded for it immensely. So that's the thing about Octaspace. I like the project. I think it could do very well. So a local alternative that I've been following for a very long time since it was 5 cents, but I didn't pull the trigger on it, is Nuco Cloud. I think Nuco Cloud is another interesting decentralized cloud computing solution. So it's up 6% in the month, in the past 30 days. So not crazy amount of gains, but I think this project has a lot of long-term potential. It's one of the few publicly funded crypto projects by the German government. So regulatory compliance is ticked. That's a big positive for me, in my opinion. Another project that the most recent project that I've been covering recently is Ignite. Now, if you've been paying attention to what I've been saying, one of the things that would make a project perform very well is its ability to have a working product and within a narrative that would perform well. I think Ignite is one of those projects because not only does Ignite have a working product that I've personally tested, they also have they're also within these decentralized exchange tokens. Now, I think decentralized exchanges are going to perform very well in the next bull run. There's going to be a lot of competition, regulatory issues with centralized exchanges, right? As crypto is gaining more adoption, as crypto is gaining more awareness, there's going to be more boundaries that are being drawn. So centralized exchanges are going to have a lot of issues. So this project is new. It just came up recently, and I think is has a lot of potential because not only do they offer a decentralized exchange, they have very unique approaches to this, especially when it comes to liquidity. So you can check out my video on it. I made a long dedicated video about Ignite, 10 minutes. Let me show that here. So I think this project is going to do very well. It's still fresh, about 560k, close to 600k in market cap right now. So it's highly undervalued in my opinion. They have a product that people are using. They are solving a real problem. I think this project has a lot of potential. It's still fresh, it's still new. So they've got these buy taxes and sell taxes, but I'm watching it. I'm confident they'll do well. They are going to keep making more announcements, more partnerships, and they offer a product that projects will actually want to use. But the final project that I'm going to cover and my low cap gem of the week is Swarm Markets. So earlier I was saying the Central African Republic aims to tokenize their natural resources. That's going to be possible with real world assets cryptos, and Swarm Markets is one of the best examples of that. Like for example, with Nvidia, there was a lot of interest in Nvidia. Fun fact: if you are in the Republic of Guinea like me in West Africa, it's almost impossible for you to buy Nvidia shares or Nvidia stocks. It's just not favorable for people in third world countries to be able to access these projects. And that's where projects like Swarm Markets come in. You see the blockchain solution to a real world problem, the gold standard for blockchain based finance, trading real world assets on chain, 100% backed and regulatory compliance. So, even though there's not a crazy market for people in this part of the world who want to buy Microsoft shares or stocks, the fact that the solution to a problem like that exists makes me bullish on projects like Swarm Markets. It allows traditional Web2 investors buy their assets using blockchain technology. So you're not dealing with third parties, you're not paying platform fees, you have more control, you have more ownership, which means you also have more security because there's no centralized point of attack, on with blockchain products like this. So Swarm Markets is definitely my gem of the week. I think this project has a lot more room for growth. I think tokenization of real world assets, tokenization of traditional Web2 assets will do very well in the crypto space. So to check more of my thoughts on that, my most recent video was I covered real world assets there and my reasoning for why projects like Swarm Markets, Elify, Credify, and Relio will perform well in the next bull run. So yeah, I think I'm going to stop the live stream. No, no, not stop the live stream. I'm going to address some comments now. Those are my thoughts for today's projects that I really wanted to share with you. So Charter Shield, if you'd like to buy Charter Shield Ekanem, you can check it on Uniswap. I think is you can buy it on Uniswap or Dextools using the contract address. SDT, I covered SDT in another live stream. Every Saturday I like to cover projects that and give you my thoughts whether or not I'm still bullish on them. Yeah, you can check this one out here. The thumbnail, it has the stable docs on the thumbnail. 3 weeks ago I covered SDT and my thoughts on it, whether or not it's still a good investment. So you can check out that project if I'm still bullish on it. Veracity just made a partnership with Alchemy. Your take on that? Okay, I'm going to. I think one of the biggest. Yeah, I've covered Veracity a couple of times, and I really like the idea of Veracity. I think ad revenue sharing when it comes to ad makes a lot of sense, and Veracity was a very big gainer in the last bull run. So the idea is good. The major challenge I had with it was its tokenomics, about 10% in circulation. So I was erring on the side of caution when dealing with veracity. So I think veracity is a neat idea. And another thing about veracity is you have to be patient, you have to be careful with it. Even if a project is good, it might not do very well. The crypto space tends to favor fresher and newer ideas, and veracity is kind of like old news at this point. So I wouldn't be jumping into that right now. I'm making a lot of research, sorry, on projects that have an active team, a more active team, because fresh projects tend to have a strong focus on marketing, right? So look for fresh projects with, if the project is new, if they have a working product, if they have a good development team that don't intend to rug pull, and if they are within a trending narrative, it's almost certainly guaranteed that you can have a quick 2 to 3x on that project. So I think that's going to help a lot of people in crypto. So look for fresh projects that are solving a problem, that have a product, that have an active team. They tend to be more active with their marketing as well, and within a trending narrative. So it was my reasoning with Chatter Shield. It was also my reasoning, and it's still my reasoning with Ignite. Ignite is a fresh project, is new, and they are active. They are currently doing a lot of um, activity with their marketing and stuff like that. So a project that is building, as long as they have a product, as long as there is solution to a problem, I don't have any doubt about it. I'm just going to sit back and relax. Fun fact about Chatter Shield. Chatter Shield was literally ranging between 300K and 400K for close to a week when I was talking about it. It went on to do over a 5x from that point. So as long as you're seeing that activity with the project, as long as you see that product that they have, that is a solution to a problem, I'm not really worried about fresh projects that have an engaging community. Okay, going to move on to the last run. Even the garbage that had nothing working or was bad team did a minimum of three. So yeah, that's what I've been saying. It's just the nature of crypto. Hype, FOMO, capitalize on all those things and make big gains on them. Yeah, I really appreciate all of you guys. So we are rounding up August. This is the last Saturday of August. I know it has been bearish. It might have been hard, for many people in the crypto space, but all in all, I'm still bullish on crypto. I still think is a good opportunity to make life-changing gains. I think there's a lot of good projects out there that if you invest in, you play your cards right, you can make a lot of life-changing gains. So just be smart, don't FOMO. Look for good projects that have good solutions, and I hope to see you guys next time. Be sure to enjoy your weekend. Call your mom, call your friends, your siblings, watch some animation, and I'll see you next time, guys. Stay safe and take care. Bye bye.